Welcome back to my channel. Today is Sunday. That means it's Chicken Soup Sunday. Oh, that's upside down. Chicken Soup Sunday. Woo. As you can see, this chapter is on love. Love. Okay, so let's get started. Woo. As you can see, I'm outside because it's a beautiful day. Beautiful. So it starts with this little quote, which I'll read to you. The best and the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. And before all of the stories is like a little comic. So this lady is looking at a t-shirt that says love, and this other lady, no, the same lady says, why, this doesn't cost a thing, and one size fits all. So that's love for you. It's free and it's for everybody. So now I'm going to read you the story. It's called The White Gardenia. Every year on my birthday from the time I turned 12, one white gardenia was delivered anonymously to me at my house. There was never a card or note, and calls to the florist were in vain because the purchase was always made in cash. After a while, I stopped trying to discover the identity of the sender. I was just delighted in the beauty and the heady perfume of that one magical, perfect white flower nestled in folds of soft pink tissue paper. But I never stopped imagining who the sender might be. Some of my happiest moments were made in daydreams about someone wonderful and exciting, but too shy or eccentric to make his or her identity known. In my teen years, it was fun to speculate that the sender might be a boy I had a crush on, or even someone I didn't know had noticed me. My mother often contributed to my speculations. She'd ask me if there's someone who I had done a special act of kindness to, who might be showing appreciation anonymously. She reminded me of the times I've been riding my bike in our neighborhood, and our neighbor drove up with her car full of groceries and children. I always helped her unload the car and made sure the children did not run into the road. Or maybe the mystery sender was an old man across the street. Was the old man across the street. Not a old man, but the old man. There's a difference. I often returned his mail during the winter so he didn't have to venture down his icy steps. My mother did her best to foster my imagination about the gardenia. She wanted her children to be creative. She also wanted us to feel cherished and loved, and not by just her, but by the world at large. When I was 17, a boy broke my heart. The night he called for the last time, I cried myself to sleep. When I awoke in the morning, there was a message scribbled on in my mirror in red lipstick. Heartily know, when half gods go, the gods arrive. I thought about the quotation for Emerson for a long time. I left it where my mother had written it until my heart had healed. When I had finally went to get the glass cleaner, my mother knew that everything was all right again. But there were some hurts my mother couldn't heal. A month before my high school graduation, my father died of a sudden heart attack. My feelings ranged from simple grief to abandonment, fear, distrust, and overwhelming anger that my dad was missing some of the most important events in my life. I became completely uninterested in my upcoming graduation, the senior class play, and the prom, events I had worked on and looked forward to. I even considered staying home to attend college instead of going away as I had planned because it felt safer. My mother, in the midst of her own grief, wouldn't hear of me missing out on any of these things. The day before my father died, she and I had gone shopping for a prom dress and found a spectacular one. Yards and yards of dotted Swiss in red, white, and blue. Wearing it made me feel like Scarlett O'Hara. Scarlett O'Hara, beautiful woman. But it was the wrong size when my father died the next day, I forgot all about the dress. My mother didn't. The day before prom, I found the dress waiting for me in the right size. It was draped majestically over the living room sofa, presented to me artistically and lovingly. I may not have cared about having a new dress, but my mother did. She cared how we children felt about ourselves. She imbued us with a sense of magic in the world, and she gave us the ability to see the beauty even in the face of adversity. In truth, my mother wanted her children to see themselves much like the Gardenia, lovely, strong, perfect, with an aura of magic and perhaps a bit of mystery. My mother died when I was 22, only 10 days after I was married. That was the year that Gardenia stopped coming. Marcia Arnos. So, who do you think sent the Gardenia? Let me know in the comments below. One thing I want to make clear is love is broad spectrum. When I first got this book, I thought that on love would be romantic love, and I was relieved that it wasn't, because all love is important and necessary and lovely. Everyone deserves to be loved, and if you're not in a romantic relationship, that's okay. Like, you still have people that love you, and you're just as special. I promise. Just like I read the bios for the editors, there's a contribution page that gives a little blurb about the story author, so I'm going to read to you about Marcia. Marcia Arens is a freelance writer and speaker. Her areas of interest include women's issues, child-parent relationships, Jewish-Christian relations, and focusing on the positive aspects of life. She's delighted to contribute to the Chicken Soup books, including Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul. In addition, Marcia's stories, essays, and articles have appeared in Good Housekeeping, Red Book, Women's Day, Women's World, and Reader's Digest. She is currently working on a collection of stories about parenting and a novel for young adults. So, you don't have to be some writer, blogger, fancy person to get in this book. I could be in this book. You could be in this book. You could write a story and submit it to their website, which I will leave a link to below in the description. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that's how it be. Okay, well, that's all the time I'm gonna give to this video, because that's all the time that's needed. I'm a odd duck, quack quack, but that's part of my charm. So remember, choose kindness and keep spinning.